Yes. I know.
So I'll explain to this later. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Hey guys, we are back for some more Phoenix Wright. And last time, yes, we finished our investigation. And today is the trial, I believe. We also ran into our phony. In case you guys missed the last episode, someone's been impersonating us. Someone's been impersonating Phoenix Wright. And we ran into our phony. And apparently, the characters in this game are a lot stupider than we think they are. Because we ran into our phony and, like, he was, like, as tall as Sheldon. It looks like he got sunburned, like, really bad. And he talks like a gangster. It's like, how? That looked nothing like us! That looked nothing like me! What? I mean, sure, he's got the suit and the spiky hair, but that's about it. That is about it. We do not know how people mistook us for that guy. We don't even know his real name, though. We just ran into him, claims that, and he said that he claims to be Phoenix Wright, even though we're Phoenix Wright. I don't know, it's very stupid. So yeah, that's what happened last time. So, yeah, take it away from him. When it loads.
Capcom. January 7th, 9:48 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 1.
Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Guest honor.
Maggie!
Jack, Detective Gumshoe.
Are you doing alright? How you feeling?
As if you need to ask either question, sir.
Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay?
Roger.
And you? Yes?
Yes.
You better square this case away, got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. I think he's serious.
Hey, Detective. You're on site for once, right?
Yup.
So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir?
Of course. I got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. Something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me?
I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, Detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should go. It looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh?
I can only wish. January 7th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 4.
Oh yeah, you need a drink.
court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird.
Again.
Again. Didn't we just have this? Like a month ago?
A year ago?
Month.
It was just a month?
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't say it.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Bitter. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Ugh! What's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You was talking to me?" It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty?
Let's just move on.
So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Trite, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we'll find out soon enough through this trial today.
Oh, you'll find out. Trust me.
But I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you're Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said. Trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name is Police Department Detective. Occupation, Dick Gumshoe. Other way around, Detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday. Sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now.
I hope Gumshoe's got really got everything under control. For everyone's sake.
I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens, Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused. Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were two other people in the restaurant. Mr. Jean Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. I don't get the pun with his name yet.
There. And you get Victor, and you get Juan Armstrong?
Jean Armstrong.
Sean Armstrong, you get that?
Not exactly, no.
Didn't think so.
It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Très bien. Floor plans added to the court record. Blueprints of the crime scene. X equals the victim's seat. Come, detective. Take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own two hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. The incident. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive. Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood?
I already told you that wasn't me.
Jeez, okay, don't shout. You're scaring me. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir.
Why are you saving?
I'm saving now so that we don't get into the whole having one pip to survive the entire trial thing.
I'm surprised we still did that.
Right?
It's like, how did we do that?
Can I stop you for just a minute?
Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
No.
He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table.
Yeah, that's what she said. And I... What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction?
Hey!
Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner of the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. The two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Yeah, we kind of have to.
Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way.
Huh. That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations. Trite.
It's très bien, Mr. Godot.
I have here in my possession a ticket.
A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me.
Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. This is the photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place, correct? This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime, how, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table?
Can I look at that picture again?
It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly.
A photo of the scene taken from near the kitchen.
Well, my idea was just thrown out the window.
What was your idea?
Key it under the table.
Yeah, that's not the same as the idea I had.
What?
If only there's something that could have blocked the chef's view.
Oh. Was that idea thrown out as well?
No.
It wasn't?
No. It's a giant wall there.
Oh.
He was listening to his radio, you said.
Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket.
May told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Yes.
And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe?
Huh? How should I know?
Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere.
This isn't going very well, is it?
Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? How would I know what he was listening to on the radio?
Well, he died, so it's not like he would have turned the radio off. So you could have just picked up the radio and listened to what station it was on.
Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup.
So traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else.
Not sure I get you, pal.
Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder?
If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance.
So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee tray?
I put sugar in my coffee.
You put sugar in your coffee, and some people do put salt in coffee.
Well, I put salt on my watermelon and my cucumber.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm a weirdo.
The victim took his coffee black with no sugar.
Yeah.
It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
Is they gonna do this for everything you press on?
I guess. Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee?
Huh? What do you mean?
According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. What proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it?
Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This.
Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns?
Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this. Ugh. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victim's and the defendant's.
The coffee contained potassium cyanide, covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints.
Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch.
What does potassium even mean?
Potassium cyanide. I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Kamju?
It's, well, that stuff's lethal.
Most poisons are.
Eat too much in your history.
How much is too much?
A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's enough to finish anyone off.
22 grams? How much is that?
You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much.
Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of.
Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive.
Some kind of motive?
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, Detective. Chuck out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. I'm saying, we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive?
Come on, Gumshoe.
They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket.
I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too.
It disappeared from the scene of the crime.
And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000.
Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one.
Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Huh. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question.
That's the $500,000 lottery ticket? One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant.
What? Sora sent pictures of his dinner.
He always does this. What is that?
I don't know. Where comes with that, too?
Something Dutch?
That would be my guess, is something Dutch. And then you scoop it out. And put it on your plate.
What is it, though?
I don't know. When Sora gets in the chat, I'm sure he'll tell us.
Order! Order! Huh. She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court. Immediately!
I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. A winning ticket for $500,000, found during a body search of Maggie.
This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say?
It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately.
That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime.
I like an old man who knows the score.
There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules.
I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money.
Not good, Nick. The evidence against the evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast.
Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance. With one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie? This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time.
Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen.
That stain looks like... It can't be blood, can it? Heh. Seems the star of our play was a little flustered. It somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Yeah, the blood. The frills.
Something else? I presume you mean...
Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket. A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket.
Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it.
What?
Order! 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 The court will accept these items into evidence.
So what I'm thinking is, we already know that Armstrong is a pickpocket, right? And he wanted that lottery ticket, right? So he could have poisoned the coffee, given it to Maggie, and told Maggie to take it out. And then, while she's getting the coffee, pickpockets not only can take things out of your pocket, they're skilled at putting things in them. So he could have slipped the poison bottle into her pocket.
And he could have wear, like, I don't know, oven mitts or something.
Hmm?
He could have been wearing, like, I don't know, oven mitts or something.
Right?
That would make sense for a show.
Yeah. Or he could have had it wrapped in a rag.
Or
He
that.
could have been like, oh, you spilled a little something. Here, let me get it for you. There you go. And then in the confusion, he could have tried to steal the ticket. But then the cop showed up, so he had to quickly slip it into something else to hide it. So he hid it in her thing to pin the murder on her. Hello, says Sora.
Sora, you made it. What did you have for dinner? Because I really don't know what it is.
What on earth is Mama Koi doing in the background? She's playing Little Nightmares. The game that Cat
No, don't.
Won't
no,
play.
no, don't even mention that game
She's
ever.
too much of a wimp. She's a wimp.
And scary movies are one thing. Scary games are another. I like scary things, but not that interactive.
Oh, I know a scary game that she can play.
What? What?
Spooky.
Spooky?
Spooky.
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 Never heard of it.
Let me see if I actually can play the video from here. If I go to purchased date, spooky. No?
No. Why?
Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. Trust me on this.
I don't like jump scares.
No, trust me on this. It doesn't want to. Okay. Well, if we go to the PlayStation Store.
Maybe.
She is not ready. Oh, she is.
How so? Please tell me these are like bad jump scares.
Once it loads. There we go. Oh, come on. Show the actual jump scares. No. Not those. Show the jump scares. Aw, come on.
You can show me later.
Yeah, I'll show you later. But trust me, the jump scares... You can handle the jump scares.
Why are they like bad jump scares?
Extremely.
Okay.
You'll like walk down a hallway and all of a sudden, ah, cute pumpkin.
Yeah, that does sound like my kind of game. Scary but silly at the same time.
Exactly.
Order, order, order. The court will accept these items into evidence.
Oh yeah, Sora. What was that food you sent? Apron added to the court record. Worn by Maggie at the time of the incident. Has a small pocket but big stains. Potassium cyanide. A deadly powdery poison. Bears Maggie fingerprints found in her apron pocket.
There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be?
Can he not see any red things because his visor is red?
Or maybe it's not a blood stain.
That's probably more likely what it is.
Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about bloodstain. You don't need to be told. Just look at it.
Well, detective, could the stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir.
Ketchup?
She must have gotten some on her apron while taking some of their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull something like that again, and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. Thought everyone knew what it was already. Haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They've all been clearly established.
Well, Trite, it seems you really are a phony after all.
I'm not a phony.
Ugh, you really know how to drive a man nuts.
Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court this crime scene and the findings of your investigation there.
The investigation.
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. We figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly.
That's a loophole.
When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
Croissant dough triangles filled with pesto, dried tomato, petersilie, which is a spice, and vegan bacon strips.
No idea what that is.
It's croissant dough.
Croissant?
Yep. So the dough that they use to make croissants. So the super light and fluffy, flaky stuff.
I've never had a croissant.
Okay, well, they're super light and fluffy and flaky stuff. And they made them into triangles. And inside the triangles was, like, sauce, dried tomatoes, spice, and vegan bacon. And what was the goulash stuff? The scoopy stuff.
You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So, let the fun begin. The investigation. Okay.
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir.
Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe.
There's no man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened.
Ah, we're obviously talking about the same old man.
Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss.
The other was a stew pot with chicken, carrots, lots of tomato and tomato sauce, basilicum, and some other veggies I don't know in English, with Parmesan cheese sprinkled on top. I burned every inch of my mouth.
Why did you burn his mouth?
Because it was hot, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them, and seeds.
Yep, that's the same old man.
Seeds.
Huh. It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime.
Poor Maggie was passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her.
How long was the defendant unconscious for?
The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself.
I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search, too.
Would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that. All pretty and peaceful.
You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher.
Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? The victim didn't have any identification on him.
He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then?
No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet.
58 cents?
Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge?
I think I'm onto something here.
We figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly.
Wait a sec.
Huh? Did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
Oh, that.
He's so let down, he's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going.
There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. Seems Mr. Glenelg visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. Some Detective Audie?
Yes.
That's a reliable enough source for the court.
What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more?
Ignore the first one.
Obviously.
What do you think?
So what sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually, the bag we found was empty.
Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty. The victim got this from the doctor before going to Tribulations. The bag is empty.
Huh. You entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate, are you, Troy? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison.
Now, tell us about his health insurance first. Okay, no, that's all we needed. Tribulations. It's not Tribulations, because you don't pronounce consonants at the end of French words. So it's more like Tribulations. Like the N is just more of a hint. Yes, it is. It's Tribulations. That sounds more Spanish to me. Muy bien.
Or maybe Italian.
Or maybe Italian, which is close to Spanish, yeah. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, right? Correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket?
Hey, yeah, you've nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day. When I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes.
It is not Tribulations. You said Trebia before. The N is a no sound. Yeah, exactly. It's Tribulations. Tribulations. I can't make it the N and no sound if I say Tribulations.
Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Sorry. So trite. Someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence?
Well, I'd love to if I had any.
It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. Wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day?
Oh, yeah. The one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole $1 with it. What a lucky guy, huh?
And they're just going to let him get away with it?
It was just $1, detective.
I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe.
If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with.
Oh, no, he did.
He did?
Yeah.
And we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something.
Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe were like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is they were so dumb they missed something obvious.
Come on, Gumshoe. Be the dumbest you've ever been.
All they had was 58 cents in his wallet. I think I'm onto something here. You are, but how do I prove it? If he had 58 cents on him, how is he planning to pay for the coffee? Remember, their food is super expensive. Also, time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30, but it was called in at 2:25. So shouldn't they be able to immediately say the time of death is between 1:30 and 2:25? Also, how long is this defendant unconscious for?
The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Meg was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. Took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. Would have liked to have been on the scene myself.
Save the romantics for your own time. Like, the two things that are jumping out to me is the fact that he had 58 cents in his wallet, so how is he planning to pay for the coffee? And Maggie had passed out from the shock of him dying in the kitchen. If you see a man die in front of you and you pass out, do you go, hold on, let me move to a different room and then pass out?
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Try showing the map.
To this? Well, see, that's the thing is, it's just as poor Maggie had passed out from the shock, it must have been real tough for her. He doesn't say there, she was in the kitchen. It's only when you press, which you can't contradict something that you press. Let's see, what evidence do we have? Our attorney's badge, the Magatama, magazine clipping from December 5th says I was trounced and my client was found guilty.
But it's still... You've already pressed on it, so maybe he'll be like, Detective, something caught my eye that you just said.
Maybe.
Try it.
Also, I like how they've got a picture of Mask to Mask in the corner.
Why?
Why not? Job listings, lunch special, the loan contract, the scooter. Glenn died of potassium cyanide between 1:30 and 2:30. Kat, what do I want for Christmas, Azora?
I don't know.
Floor plans.
Try pressing with it.
Nope. Then I'll also try. Nope.
Can I go the other way? It's my butt. Ow. Ow.
What?
Ah, there's a speed bump right on the top of my leg. No. It's like my hip, sort of, top of my leg. Higher.
That's your butt pillow thing.
Thank you for me up.
Gesundheit. Ugh, bedankt. So yeah, what does Sora want for Christmas? And what are we supposed to press? Or present, rather.
I don't know and I don't know. I bet, so. Oh, Sora, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Want a hint? Yes, please.
Yes.
You've already said what you had to show. Yeah, we went through every single piece of evidence.
Sheldon,
Cycle. What?
what's that red thing behind Gumshoe's head?
It's a pencil that he keeps tucked behind his ear.
So what do you say?
What?
You were looking at the chat.
Oh yeah. Sora says cycle through the statements. The crime was reported at 2:25 by a kind of scary old man. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. We figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
But sorry, you never answered my question.
Nothing else missing from the crime scene. What happened to his prescription?
Try it.
Oh, that was it? Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Oh, finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
No, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulation. Tribulation? Where then did the medicine disappear to?
You are too cool, pal.
I bet I know exactly where the prescription went.
Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh?
The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. That was my thought. The prescription got swapped.
Order! Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that?
Huh. That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological Clinic? Otolaryngological?
Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot?
Hardly an illness, Your Honor. They were eardrops. More like a bitter war wound, you could say.
A war wound?
The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum?
Then what on earth was the prescription he was given?
It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What?
So that was the earpiece was. It was a hearing aid.
No.
Oh,
No.
dang, I thought it was something.
There's no way that they would be able to make a hearing aid for him overnight. It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. Plus, you'd want to keep your ear, like, away from any loud noises. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear.
Yes, here it is. In very, very fine print.
Seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulation. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Ugh.
It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all.
No, it's not. No.
Hey, you don't think of something quick, it'll be over. It'll all be over.
She's right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Push the medication issue? Or leave it?
We don't really have a choice.
Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulation. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime?
But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal.
Doesn't matter what it was used for. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's the lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. Also, yeah, sorry, you never answered Kat's question.
Can they not hear me?
I don't know. Can you not hear us, Sora?
Can you not hear me? I know you can hear him, but can you not hear me?
You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. Possibility is undeniable. I didn't hear her question because I was chewing on something loud.
Oh, that's why. What's your favorite Pokemon?
Ugh.
That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder.
Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater?
Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me.
He's put ... Pikachu.
You too? Yay! Good job, Nick.
The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness.
Huh. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups.
Court is adjourned for recess.
How does this guy sleep?
Seriously.
I mean, he drinks 17 cups of coffee a day.
January
How
7th.
does this man sleep?
Right. January 7th, 11:03 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 1.
Phew. That was close.
Tell me about it. I nearly died in there.
That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me. But he totally set me up.
I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right?
It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate the guy. I don't ever want to see him again.
Poor Gumshoe.
So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds.
I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know.
This is why I hate this trial? What, because of Victor Kudo?
He is annoying. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. So are you going to be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds.
Shut up, stomach. I know you're hungry.
January 7th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. No, because Maggie? Oh.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please.
Prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Oh, boy. Even in the courtroom, he's got a box of seeds. Name and occupation, if you don't mind.
The name's Victor Kudo. Born and raised in the land of the rising sun. Sorry, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me me. Sorry, are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation? Tja, listen, youngin'. How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here?
Kimono embroidery?
That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed.
Wow, a real craftsman. I never would have guessed. I never would have guessed.
Right?
They're a dying breed. Okay, maybe he can enjoy my costume sometime.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. With my wobbly, squishy nose. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile.
That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now then, witness. Were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident?
Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino.
Seeds?
What do you think these are,
I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps.
Did I? Oh yes. Oh yes, I did. I saw it all.
Then please, tell the court. We're all ears.
Sure. I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail.
He's really getting into this. What I witnessed.
The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
Mr. Kudo, she's not a servant girl. Please refer to her as a waitress.
You're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words, what's wrong with old-fashioned ones,
Newfangled?
All the stock of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you.
Excuse me.
Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away.
Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
I burned my tongue so bad. Yes, Your Honor.
Go get some ice.
What I witnessed.
The young man was reading the sports paper.
Also, what is that eyebrow?
What?
What's on his eyebrow?
Oh, it's a wart.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glen Elk.
That's a very odd place for a wart.
I want to know if Guts and Braun retained his championship or not.
So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question, there are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right?
So what if there are?
If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct?
Cat. I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at.
You mean you go there to eye the waitress?
The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it.
Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure that about what you saw?
Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I.
I see.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress.
And I saw what the serving girl put in the Javachino as well.
Bet I know it's coming up and something tells me I'm not going to like it.
What do you think?
You always got to press.
Fine.
Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony.
I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please?
Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Did she really put that into the coffee?
You doubt me, boy? She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in.
Couldn't she have been adding sugar?
Sugar in a small brown bottle like that?
Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms?
A bottle like this, perhaps?
Oh, there it is. That's the one.
That's a bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you?
Ugh.
The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed.
I know what I'm making out of clay next, and no, you may not know, it's a secret. He took just one sip.
You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died.
Congratulations. You have earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom. So is immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible.
Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turn sour in my stomach.
Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress, I presume she is...
That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Does she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is.
Sorry?
You can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform.
So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such an outfit. Even me.
Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image.
Don't get all excited. Gotta keep yourself together.
No, he's got a point, though.
Yeah.
I guess I got a bit carried away.
Gah, there are other things I recognize about her, too.
Seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Remember, because he only pays attention to the outfit on the girls. Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. What matters is whether the waitress was Maggie Bird or not.
Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony.
Yeah, well, she had the creepiest eyes. She was really tall. She wore all pink. She had a little beard thing. A really weird waitress.
Oh.
Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose.
You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. What about the most crucial detail of all, her face?
Yeah, as if I wouldn't remember that.
The witness noticed the straps of the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. Well, then let him talk about her face.
That's right. I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Ask about the straps, or ask about the waitress's back?
What do you think?
The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. That's true. He'd see the ribbon. He'd see the straps of the apron. That's why he's not talking about her face.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Huh. He's got you there, Gramps.
People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
This is harassment. I tell you, I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observe from the front, that is, to your testimony.
So if he says anything about...
Yeah, she had long black hair and Sure.
This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer.
He just likes to hear himself talk. And if I can't find a hole in this soon, it'll get even longer, I bet.
Can you fix the
there wasn't
butt?
anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front.
Can you fix the butt?
How? You didn't even move.
It still hurts. Ah.
Yeah.
Can I just go the other way?
Back to the way you were before.
apparently going that way was not a good idea.
Right? You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes?
No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down.
That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay.
This has turned out into a matter of pride for old Feedy now, I guess. I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not.
Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front.
Do you think old Feedy really saw Maggie do it?
Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there.
But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not for the
Waitress.
waitress?
I guess. She makes a good point, though.
Okay, did I just say something clever?
I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's
what we have to figure out, Nick. Also, Sheldon,
yeah.
do you see a box anywhere, like a food box?
A food box?
A box full of crackers.
No. Unless you want cat treats.
If I want what?
These?
Yes. I just really need something to eat. And unless they bring out a girl witness, I think I'm okay. Club crackers, my favorite.
Alright.
I love
There wasn't
pizza.
anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. Oh! Duh!
What?
Where was he sitting? Victor.
Yeah?
Where was Victor sitting?
Across from the victim.
Okay. So, Maggie took the coffee out of the kitchen and brought it over to the victim, yes? But he only ever saw her from behind. Did she walk backwards? If she came from here and walked here, which way is she facing?
Oh!
He should have seen her face easily. What? That was something else.
Get rid of bite. Oh,
Probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. He was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. The question is what we press on. Do we press on this? Nope. No? You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes?
No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down.
That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. Like I thought, we need some concrete proof for this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front. But see, the problem is he's not saying anything about her face. So we can't prove that he didn't see her face.
You know what? Get to the part where he said nothing caught my attention about her face.
Yep.
Now press her profile. No?
Nope.
Huh. It's gonna be something really obvious. Sora, are we doing anything stupid here? Damn it, everybody. I just really like these things. They're delicious.
I can tell. Well, there goes that idea. Oh. Duh.
So,
There wasn't anything that caught my attention about her when I saw her from the front.
He's not talking. We don't have to prove that he didn't see her face. The apron with the bloodstains on it. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to take a look at this.
Cha! That filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly.
Cycle, please, Sora. No, I figured it out. Thank you, though.
Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like, just after he's done eating.
Kind of looks like a koi. Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. You think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clot. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front.
Oops.
You're gonna like this? Oh boy.
Witness, you can't just oops your way out of this.
Huh. Well, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Wright. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. There was only one waitress in the restaurant.
That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird.
Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching.
I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing.
Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted.
he can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times. He's blocking it out.
Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim.
Alright.
You gonna like this? Oh boy. Should just get you a feed bag. Just keep those right there. So for when you want another bite, we got some ready.
He was another one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail.
Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything.
How are you going to handle this, Nick?
How are we going to handle this, Nick?
We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot.
Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cool?
I suppose. But it's what I do best.
He was another one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles.
Spectacles?
Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well.
He did have some kind of lens over his left eye. But I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses.
He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance.
Yeah, we better come up with something sharp and quick.
Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles.
He had a newspaper in his right hand. The noisy brat kept rustling his pages.
The newspaper was a sports paper, was it?
That young hooligan nearly asked him, "Can't you even read without fidgeting, How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I need to find out if Guts and Braun retained his championship title."
It was his paper, not yours. If you want to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own?
What are you looking at me like that for, How dare you judge me? Ow! Ow!
Guts and Braun got beat yesterday. By the way, anyway.
The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well.
The wireless.
The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless.
Oh boy.
And using the near piece. It's selfish. That's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
What are you looking at me like that for, How dare you feel sorry for me? Ow! Ow! Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino.
You mean the waitress, who you only saw from behind, right?
You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right?
Maybe.
What does it matter if I saw her from the front or behind? My eyes don't lie. Ow! Ow!
I better not push it until I've got some hard evidence. He just keeps pegging us.
The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
His free hand?
Yes.
Which hand was that?
Weren't you listening before, cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, which hand was it, you moron? Ow! Ow!
Perhaps the great Mr. Wright has 3 hands.
Yeesh. I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak.
The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old that this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss.
I guess we just need to find a contradiction in testimony somewhere, huh?
Anything will do. Even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake and he's ours.
Can't we right?
Why, yes, you can. The question is, what do we press on? No? Okay. No? I'm just thinking too far ahead, I guess. Because I'm thinking, if he ruptured his eardrum, why would he be wearing an earpiece? His doctor would have told him flat out, don't put anything in your ear. But also, if he's reading the sports paper and rustling it around with one hand, with his right hand, in fact, and then he takes the cup of coffee and sips it with his left hand and dies. Where's that paper?
Dropped it?
Okay. Where'd we find the paper?
Yeah, how did it get back there?
How did it get back there?
Can I have this last one?
Also, the paper's not there. How is that not the answer? Is that what you meant by you're gonna like this? Is because it's obtuse? I never said you were gonna like it. I meant my clay. Ah.
Sora, I didn't know you worked with clay. My sister works with clay.
Since yesterday. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it?
That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting, hmm? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I need to find out if Guts and Braun retained his championship title.
It was his paper, not yours. You want to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own?
What are you looking at me like that for, hmm? How dare you judge me? Ow, ow!
BRB, gotta stuff it in the oven.
Okay.
Okay. In the meantime, we're just stuck here. Let me peek.
Okay, I'm gonna bite.
Do you have any ideas?
I don't.
You hesitated.
That's because I was thinking.
Sora says, oh. Well, you got a good hint for us? Is it one of those stupid ones? Look at all that handy evidence. Yeah, we know it has to do with him, with the free hand and the right hand and stuff. But there's nothing that proves which hand he picked up the thing with.
Can I read that newspaper again?
MC Bomber.
No.
This one?
No. Let me read what it says in the court book. It's in the court record.
Left by victim. Doodle is in victim's handwriting. Please read your friggin' evidence. Don't read it. Look at the picture. Oh my god.
What?
See, when I kept going back to this picture, I was trying to figure out if I could prove it with that. How do you pick up a teacup? Or a coffee cup in this matter? In this fact.
Like that?
Using the handle, yeah?
Oh, God. And we have the same right with the way you're facing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're done.
So walk through it.
Bring in the teacup. Coffee cup.
What?
Bring in the coffee cup
Yeah.
to him. He picks it up.
Okay.
Now with his left hand.
How can you prove that?
Because it's a coffee cup. Oh. Oh, look at the teacup.
Where's the coffee stain?
Which side is the handle on?
Coffee stain's there, meaning you drink it like this. Unless he was drinking upside down. Meaning the handle is on the right side. So which hand was his free hand?
Gee, I wonder. We're dumb.
Okay, BRB for reals.
We're stupid.
Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? This was a way of testing the credibility of your memory.
I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
Tja, what is this, kindergarten?
But I would...
Are you okay?
Yeah, but I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. So, Sora said, look at all that handy evidence. Please read your friggin' evidence. Don't read it. Look at the picture. You can see it, and deduct.
Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee.
If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand.
Could you really hold a cup like that?
Yes.
No, I mean that cup like that.
Yeah.
So I suppose you can hold the bottom.
The thing is, coffee was fresh, so it'd be hot.
Not to mention there were fingerprints.
Mm-hmm.
But how?
Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Ah!
Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from.
Wait! If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw.
You still insist on your testimony.
That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hot bot and you spiky-haired yahoo who are at fault.
Who, me? I'm sorry. Why am I at fault? Did you happen to see me at Tribulations?
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already.
Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I have got to say!
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot. But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor.
Alright.
Left hand or right hand?
Keep pulling me up.
Definitely not Sora says, it's harder to keep track of all the evidence when you're not playing, okay? Last time I played this, it was like March, and I finished it within 24 hours. Yeah, you were kind of rushing through the game.
So why though?
Why was he rushing through? If I remember correctly, it's partly because he knew I was going to be streaming it. So he wanted to get ahead of me. Plus, he really enjoyed the games. So,
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup. His left hand.
I played this case until like 4 a.m. I rediscovered my love for this game. So after the stolen turnabout, he was like, oh, okay, I'll do the next case. And then he's like, ooh, I really like this case. I love Phoenix Wright. I'm going to keep on playing.
We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor, often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
HDTV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth.
It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying.
And those are the facts in good old black and white.
I was already 1.5 games ahead. I did not like the circus case. I didn't like the weird cases. So Samurai, Circus, Phantom Thief,
Phantom Thief.
Master Mask. The Phantom Thief.
Oh.
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs.
I don't see an earpiece.
I don't either. But a bigger thing that worries me is I wouldn't call that green.
It's like a greenish blue.
I guess. So the victim was wearing an HMD.
Yeah, like turquoisey.
HDTV, CD, DVD, what does it matter?
It was none of them actually, but anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side?
No question. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. From the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head.
He kept fiddling with it all the time.
I figured Master Mask out at the, like, start of both trials. Oh, yeah. Friggin' Luke at me was just so suspicious. And he's like, yes, I am the only one that knows about Master Mask. I'm the only one who could possibly capture him. I'm like, that's because you're him, aren't you? Or you're a fake.
Turns out he was a fake.
Turns out he was a fake. It seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glenelg.
He was getting on my nerves. Rusting that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. Then he went and made all of that fuss dying from one sip of Javachino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked.
So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy.
He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too.
The earpiece you mentioned. Which hand did the victim touch you with?
You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. Or fastens your left cuff with your right hand.
Well, that second one you have to do.
Or when the tour guide says, on your right side you'll see the famous blah blah. You're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you?
No, I didn't mean...
Obviously he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in. Ow! Ow! Ow!
So if he had the HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess.
Then he used the same hand to pick up the cup. His left hand.
You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo.
That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me.
It looks like you really did see the guy picking the cup up with his left hand. This is dead end.
So, Nick, what do you think?
I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right.
Then Chuck having his arm until he breaks.
But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradiction in his testimony, right? The victim was a programmer. Wore an HMD over left eye. Left eardrum was ruptured. Remember what I was saying before?
About...
If your left eardrum is ruptured, first of all, you can't hear anything.
Question, what does rupture even mean?
Popped. Broken.
Oh,
Ripped open.
like you.
Yes, kind of. Except we have no idea what causes this.
Yeah. Maybe it was an infection. Maybe you banged your head on something. I don't know.
I still like the vacuum brain theory.
What?
The vacuum brain theory. When I was born, they just started using these vacuums that they stick to the baby's head so that they can help pull them out. But remember what babies' skulls are like.
Very small?
Did you just say very small? Very soft. They're all cartilage and different pieces of bone. That,
I didn't know that.
Which means that if you've got suction and it's pulling on one spot, what's going to happen to that spot in the skull? It's going to pull away and it's not going to be round anymore. I've got a flat spot right here in my head.
Yeah?
And then a bump here because they stuck it there.
Oh, that
They
was
never
right.
put my skull back the way it's supposed to be. And so it got stuck this way with the flat spot. So I'm thinking that flat spot pushes on my brain slightly It makes it so that I can't hear in one ear.
Hmm.
But anyway,
That would make sense.
right?
Yeah, like
Later on, they learned once you put the vacuum on the baby's head and yank him out, you gotta then massage the skull back in place. They didn't know that yet.
for like what, 5 hours?
I don't know. Until it gets round again.
I would say they take like more than 5 hours, maybe.
Right?
If you're trying to massage a bunch of cartilage back the way it was.
Anyway. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there's something very strange about your observations of the victim.
What?
You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD.
No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What did you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo. But the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Clay is almost done. Only 5 more minutes.
Cool, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. So remember, if I ever get murdered and they say that I put something in my right ear, you know that they're lying.
Eh?
I'd be like, no, my brother is deaf in that ear.
Right? Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear. Because he couldn't even hear in that ear.
Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Pigeon! Pretty pigeon!
She's lost it.
I hope you'll like it. I am sure I will like it. Order! 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 This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot?
Ugh. A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk.
Captain, are you calling me a drip?
This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found.
I remember this case so good.
The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand.
But yeah, if you're in any trial, really,
Right?
I'll just be like, no, he's deaf in that ear.
I saw him. He was sitting on the left-hand side of that person.
No, he wasn't. He wouldn't have been able to hear them. I always sit on the right side of people.
Yeah, but, wait. Then why are you
I'm on your
over-
right.
What?
I'm on your right.
Oh.
So I can hear with my left.
Hey.
I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javachino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand, then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw.
Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee.
Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is relevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poison coffee. Like this.
Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. Oh, that's great, because my left ear has most of my hearing impairment. Perfect. So either...
Neither of my ears are actually, what's the word? Beautiful.
Beautiful?
That's, what?
What?
Beautiful.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know.
Say the sentence over again.
Neither of my ears are.
Can you describe it with a different word?
No,
audible?
Audible.
Audible? Okay.
Neither of my ears are audible. Because I was born in bone induction. So like, it's more of like vibration. Like a graboid.
You weren't born with bone induction.
I said induction.
Yeah, that's what I said, was induction.
It sounds like infection.
No, you weren't. You were born with bone infection.
That sounds horrible.
I got infection in my bones.
That sounds horrible.
Right?
Well, I grew to it. I grew up to it. So I was only like, say probably somewhere around 7 or 8. When I started to realize I can't hear very well.
No, what I'm saying is, you don't have bone induction.
Like
Bone
now.
induction is what's used for you to hear. You
Oh.
don't have bone induction. Bone induction is the tool that you use.
Oh, I thought it was like a frequency.
No. Basically, your ears don't work very well. So, we use bone induction
Yes, I
to
use
send
my-
the sound to your
I
ears.
use my skull to hear.
Yes.
I know it sounds bizarre, but take my word for it.
No, it doesn't seem too weird. Oh, that's great, because my left ear has most of my hearing impairment, meaning if you always sit to my right, I'll have most chances of actually hearing you. Good? Yes. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless.
Careful, don't spit on your laptop.
I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I'm satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce.
Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey!
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate the case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait!
This was supposed to end.
If we stop now, where does that leave me?
Leave you, Mr. Kudo?
Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now.
How is your bad memory my fault?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do.
I've kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else the court should know. And we'll find out what that is next time.
Ready for a picture? Please send it. Outro.
Fine.
I accidentally kicked it over. I figured that Dallas was going to be running right over to eat them.
No.
Okay. Okay.
I'll pick them out.
Okay, guys.
Right.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Phoenix Wright. But we'll be back for some more on Friday. And right now, my dad is trying to wrestle against my very tight left hand. Because it doesn't like to listen to anyone. He's trying to put it in the brace. My hand braces.
Is that how that goes? No. How do those go?
What are these?
Little monsters.
Oh, they're cute, whatever they are.
Oh, yeah.
Go this way?
Yes. I was just looking at. Okay, guys, I was just looking at Thor's picture.
But reaction. Reaction to what?
I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back for some more. And find out what he's been hiding. Mr. Food's been hiding. What is that?
What does it look like?
I don't know.
It's not spewing.
That's
Right?
No.
No? You sure?
That doesn't look like an FBI.
Yeah, it does. The color scheme, the kind of weird shaped purple eyes, the big poofy tail there.
The neck scarf thing?
Oh, you mean Spiratheon.
Oh my god, you're right.
Okay. You mean Spiratheon.
He says, no, it's Spiratheon. Oh, look, it's even got the Foxfire on the face.
You did an excellent job on that. It's adorable.
Look at that.
That's an excellent job, Sora. You're really good.
There you go. Now you got a physical Spiratheon.
Nice.
Nice.
You guys done?
I
Yep.
wish I
I
had
gotta
one.
change her. And get
I wish I had
Tina
one,
back.
Sora.
We gotta leave in like 4 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, guys, we're gonna have to go because
Yeah,
I have
doesn't
to
do
go.
Hey,
Oh, bye, guys.